If you have watched my first video, I did a first video on women empowerment. This is the second video I'm doing on same topic, women empowerment. The first video I did, I actually narrated a story of a widow who lost her husband, whose husband died and left behind 5 kids, and she has to take care of these 5 kids. And this woman is not having any vocational skills. She's not educated also. She doesn't have any educational certificate that she could use to look for a job. So she's actually doing hand to mouth to take care of these kids. Sometimes when things get tough, she goes to look to borrow money from people. They demand to have sex with her before they actually give her the money. They'll tell you, just let me have sex with you and I'll give you the money for free. And sometimes she resists, sometimes she could not resist due to the hardship that she's going through and her kids are also going through. This story came to be known when she one day went to an Islamic scholar to look for financial support, and he gave her the money and asked her to go, and she was surprised. Why did you give me the money without asking for anything in return? And he asked her, what do you mean? And she narrated this story to him. So what I've actually learned from the story is that, you know, if a woman could look at an Islamic scholar and ask him this question, it means that she has gone to look for support from other Islamic scholars, and they demanded that, and that's why she's actually asking this man the same question. Okay, so if you understand that, you should know that whether you are a Muslim or whether you are a Muslim or non-Muslim, a Christian, a Jew, a Hindu, whoever, whatever faith you are following, if you are blessed to have a wife, you should equip your wife with vocational skills, so that in case you are no more, she would fight and put food on the table for your kids, and she could also make some money to cater for their fees. She can see them through university or polytechnic or college. But if you allow your wife to sit in your house, to sit at home without having any vocational skills, and she is not also a graduate, there's a big problem. Because when you die, there will be no one who is going to help her, support her or support your children to become important people in the society. So in the first video, I actually hammered on the fact that as a married man, there is the need for you to see your wife through a vocational skills. She has to learn a vocational skills, so that even if she will not work whilst you are alive, because you can work and feed her and the kids, at least when you are no more, she will survive on that. So she should actually have the skills and sit at home. There's no problem. Because one thing you did not notice is that, which I have noticed, I can tell you that I, Abdul Wadud Al-Ganawi, I don't believe that when I die, my brothers will take care of my wife. I don't have that belief. I only believe my mother could support my wife. But my mother is also old now. So when I get married, of course I'm single. So when I get married, it is my responsibility to take care of my wife and to equip her with vocational skills. Also, it is my responsibility, actually, if I have the ability, to let her to educate her, see her through tertiary education, maybe have a degree, or second degree, or maybe masters. If I have money, I should support my wife to go to that level, so that one day if I am not alive, she could use her certificate to make money and take care of my kids, so that they will also become responsible people in the community. But if you don't do that, you know what? If you don't do that, and you think when I die, okay? And you think when I die, I have brothers, they'll take care of my wife. I have brothers. You think your brothers don't also have family? They also have their own family that they need to take care of. Okay? Your brothers also have their own family that they need to take care of. So you expect them to take care of their own family and your family as well. Oh. To me, if that is what you are thinking, then you are making a mistake. You should actually prepare your wife to be able to stand on her feet, okay? And to be able to take charge of the responsibilities that you were doing before your death. She should be able to take that responsibility. You should be able to see your kids through a university education, at least. How can she do that when she's not educated? Most of us are getting married to women who are not educated, and they are also not having any vocational skills. And they don't even know how to do business. This is very worrying, because if you will die and your wife has to sell her body, okay? She has to sell her body in order to take care of herself and your children. Then you have not done anything. If you die and your wife would sell herself before she can feed her, because before she can feed your kids, and before she can see them through education, then this is very bad. And to avoid this, we have to make sure we equip our wives, okay? And if your kids, at least they reach the age of puberty, you shouldn't wait for them to complete university education and get a job. No, your kids should have vocational skills training whilst they are going through tertiary education or even senior high school education. By the time they complete senior high school or tertiary, they also have technical skills that one day they can, even if they complete and there is no job. Because in my country, or in Africa as a whole, we all know the unemployment rate. It is always going higher. People are graduating every day, and there's no offices to accommodate them. There's no private institutions to accommodate them. So they end up with their certificate, first class or second class upper, and they are sitting at home. Ask the person says no job. And they end up forming unemployment graduate association, what association. But if your son or your daughter has a vocational skills, okay, and she complete tertiary, and she did not get a job, she did not get employed. And with little capital, she can set up a shop. And with the skills she has, she can actually move on, she can work and move on with life. With the skills that he has, your son has, vocational skills, if it is mason work, if it is whatever vocational or technical skill, he can move on with the knowledge he has acquired in the tertiary. if he mix it with if he add it with the vocational skills, in fact, he would even employ people, okay, and reduce the unemployment rate in our society. So not only equip your wife, your children also have to be equipped. This is my personal opinion, and I'm saying this because of what that woman went through. With 5 kids as a widow, she has to sometimes sell her body before she can feed her kids. She has to sell her body sometimes before she can pay her kids' school fees. She has to sell her body sometimes before she can actually afford the clothes. And that's very bad. That's very bad. I'm going to train my wife. If you ask me, will you allow your wife to work? No, I'm not allowing her to work. But I'll work and take care of her. But I'll make sure I see her through education. I'll make sure she has a vocational skill. She has learned some vocational skill that in case things go bad, things can go bad, and your wife has to work and support you. And probably if you die, that's the last resort. If you die, she should be able to work and take care of herself and your kids. This is very important. You know, death, as we all know, it doesn't tell you I'm coming. It comes unexpected. When you least expected it, that's when it will come. And when it comes, it doesn't spare. It doesn't spare. Death doesn't spare. It comes, it takes you away. And if you do not leave, you are not a businessman, you don't leave any company behind that is working and generating income, that your family can say, we will depend on this. There's nothing like that. So how do you expect them from them? Maybe you are living in a rental house. How are they going to be paying rent from that day? How are they going to be paying rent? How are they going to be paying water bill? How are they going to be paying the light bill? When your wife is not working, she doesn't have any work to do. She's not having any qualification. And your kids are just maybe teens, okay? 12 years, 13 years, 15 years. She has to take care of them. They cannot take care of her. They cannot even support her in any way. So in that way, in that situation, you should imagine that. My humble advice to you as a brother who is watching me right now is when you get married, try and let your wife learn something, a trade. She should learn a trade. Even if she will not work, she should learn a trade. Okay? Anything can happen in life. You can lose your job. Your company can actually be set on fire. Okay? And then you become zero. And even that time, she can work and support you. You are alive, but you are a living dead. She can work and support you. We should actually think about all this. At least the environment that we grow in should teach us something. We should look at the environment. What is going on? What can we do to make changes? This is how we move on. But what you find, how people are living is how you also move. You don't think of making any changes. You don't think of making any difference. We should think. We should use people's mistake to correct our own life, to make changes in our lives, to make changes in our community, to make changes in our society. Allow your wife to learn a trade, or probably see her through education. Let her have at least a tertiary certificate, maybe polytechnic, maybe training school. She's have a certificate. It's going to help her one day. One day it's going to help her. And equip your kids, your children also with technical skills or vocational skills. Don't say, I have money to see them through education. The money can finish. Everything is capable of happening. when the unexpected happens, then you start wondering, because you did not plan for it. And this is how you plan it. This is how you plan for it. Please, this is a humble advice from your brother, Abdul Wadud Al-Ganawi. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook, Al-Ganawi TV. Now it's Islamic Voice of Wisdom Foundation, but we are trying to change the name to Al-Ganawi TV. So this is the name we'll be using now. And on YouTube also, it's Al-Ganawi TV, YouTube, Al-Ganawi TV. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit on the bell, so that whenever we upload new videos, you would get a notification. If you think there's benefit in what I have just said and what you have just listened, don't forget, today is the 6th of July 2019, and it's equally it's 6th of July 2019. It's called the 3rd of Zulhijjah. 3rd of Zulhijjah. Hijrah is 1,440 years since the Prophet ﷺ moved from Mecca to Medina. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him, his family, his companions, and all those who follow him in the right way. And Allah bless you for listening. And may Allah give you the resources to keep your wife for future. Assalamu alaikum.